and fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, Washington Post columnist, and former speechwriter for President George W. Bush, and Simon Rosenberg, president and founder of NDN, a progressive Washington think tank, and former advisor to President Bill Clinton. Gentlemen, let me start with you, Mark, because I know that you have been critical of the rollout of Obamacare. But how does Ted Cruz factor into this? I mean, he basically shut down the government over trying to kill Obamacare, and now he's saying that he's not going to stop the vote on this, although he will vote no. How do you see it?
Yeah, the Republicans shut down the government for 2 weeks, and what they got was income verification for Obamacare. In other words, we shut down the government for absolutely nothing. This is the Seinfeld shutdown, a shutdown about nothing. It's been totally useless, and not only has it not accomplished anything, it's overshadowed the biggest conservative story of the last 2 weeks, which is the implosion of Obamacare. I mean, instead of talking about the implosion of Obamacare, we're talking about the implosion of the GOP. Here's the front page of the Washington Post today. Not a single story about Obamacare. New York Times, nothing about Obamacare. Wall Street Journal, nothing about Obamacare. What do you think, Gretchen, we would be talking about today if Republicans hadn't shut down the government? We'd be talking about how the Obama administration is in complete disarray. We'd be talking about whether Kathleen Sebelius was going to keep her job or not. We'd be talking about who was getting fired for this disaster. And we'd be talking about whether Obamacare needs to be stopped for a year so that they can get this thing straight. Instead, we're talking about the disarray in the GOP. So this is a complete and utter disaster for the Republicans. So,
Simon, let me take you to task then. Answer the headlines that Mark would like to see right now, starting with, if the federal government can't manage a simple online system for people to sign up for health care, how the heck could they possibly manage the millions of people going on the government dole for health reform?
Well, they're not going on the government dole for health reform. Remember, these are private insurance plans that everybody is getting. The government isn't running their health insurance. Private companies are. This is an exchange that's going to make it easier for people to find these health care options in each of their states. Look, there's no question that there's been some bumps in the road here. And whether, as Mark said, this is a disaster and it's going to threaten the integrity of Obamacare itself, or if it's just seen as a rough rollout, we're going to know in the next couple months. I think it's too early to tell. And certainly some of the states are working very well. Some of them, you know, the federal health exchange is not working as well, which covers more people than some of the individual states. But we are seeing people sign up in some significant numbers in some of the early states. And so I think on balance, I think things are going okay.
Simon, that was, I mean, that was fantastic spin, but I do have to give Mark some props. I do have to give Mark some props for this. I mean, come on. This system has not worked, has it?
The federal exchanges.
No, it hasn't worked. And look, I wish Simon would be as candid about the implosion of Obamacare as I've been about the implosion of the Republican Party. I mean, look, the reality is this website, now it's been up for 2 weeks, 0.5% of the people visiting the website have signed up. The web traffic has dropped 88% in the 2 weeks since it signed up. People have given up trying to sign up for Obamacare on this. And the result of that's fundamental to the law, because they need to get 7 million people to sign up for the exchanges in order for the law to survive. And if they can't get people to sign up, it's going to collapse. And what's going to happen is now they're going to have to delay the individual mandate, because you cannot punish people for not buying health insurance if the website the federal government set up to help them buy health insurance doesn't work.
Are they really going to do that? Because we shut down the entire government over trying to kill Obamacare, and nobody budged on delaying the individual mandate. Is that going to happen?
I don't think it's going to happen. Certainly not this year. I mean, I think if, as Mark says, if the numbers early next year are really below projections, when we come back here in January, things can get changed. And I think it's important. I want to just commend Mark, because I think it's important for the Republicans now, I think, to get more focused not on breaking things, but on fixing things. And just like your previous guest said, the congressman from California, if there are real problems with Obamacare, and again, I think it's still too early to know, then we should be very focused on how to improve them and not taking the whole system down. Well, we're not going to shut down Obamacare while he's president. It's not going to happen.
But I don't think all the blame goes. I don't think all the blame goes on the Republicans for this entire thing, because there is something called a legacy. And for President Obama, I think let me get your opinion on this, both of you. What will the legacy be about the leadership quality of this president during this entire time, Mark?
Oh, it's been completely absent, but he hasn't had to do very much because the Republicans have been imploding for him. So, you know, that we've made this very easy for him. I mean, imagine for a moment that the Republicans, what we would be like right now if the Republicans had down the government. So we would be talking about the implosion of Obamacare. The administration, all the stories would be how the administration is in disarray. And then we would come to the debt limit, and the Republicans would come forward and say, look, we're going to raise the debt limit, but we need to delay Obamacare for a year. And all of the news coverage would, instead of the news coverage about the government shutdown, would have been about the internal strife in the administration and the collapse of this. And he would have had no choice but to agree to that.
Interesting
Instead,
analysis.
We're getting nothing.
Interesting analysis from both of you. Mark, Simon, thanks much.
Thank you so much.